Well, today I'm going to discuss hip hop, who the originator, who the pioneer. You know, wow, I got on Adidas, hat and shirt, blue and white. You know that big song Run DMC made in the 80s, My Adidas. Yeah, so that was it. Run DMC. Yeah, my era. Yeah, as I look at youth in Mount Vernon, New York. So lately on social media, you know, Facebook, YouTube, people bashing the way they're going about Cool Herc, you know. Yeah, I heard about Cool Herc. I say a Jamaican. They say he started hip hop. That's what the Americans told me in the streets. Yeah, so you know, some of them going around him now. They've been going around him, but you know, I don't really follow it up. I just follow it up now. You know, School Herc, a Jamaican left from Jamaica. Big grown man now, you know. But some say, I understand when African Americans say hip hop been started from a Jamaican party with Jamaicans playing, where Cool Herc playing Jamaican music. It started an American party. African American, some call it FBA now, Foundation Black American, started hip hop. You know, that stuff they're saying. The Puerto Ricans half, Fat Joe says half black. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to that later. So, yes, honestly, I heard that Jamaicans started hip hop. They might play Jamaican music. That's what I hear in the streets. Before I go on a cooler thing now, you know? Yeah, so I hear the street. Even upstate New York, we hear the same thing. Because they go back to KRS one song. South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx. I came to Scotland Rock to express one thing. I am a teacher and others as king. If that a title they earn, might as well deserve, you see. Without a crown, I still burn. I watched some old time videos of Cool Herc from the 80s, 70s too. It was on video by African American. You know, they gave him the credit with his merry-go-round breaking the beats. That's what they're saying in this video. It's what that's a history. Now I don't know if there's any video back old then, got a different history on video. That, you know what I'm saying, they gave him the pioneer.
One night, I'm waiting for the record to play out. I said, I wonder if I put that to myself. I said, if they're waiting for this particular break and I have a couple more records that's got the same breakup in it, I wonder how would it be if I put them all together. And I told them, I said, I'm going to try something new tonight. I'm going to call it a merry-go-round.
Herc's merry-go-round meant that instead of playing whole records, he would play just the instrumental breaks, mixing between them to create a continuous dance rhythm.
I started out with James Brown, clap your hand, stomp your feet. That part right there, when the break, boom, I had to come in with bongo rock. Bongo rock was still no vocals in it, and I would go into Baby Huey, you know, the Mexican. I think we got some hit, you know, because people was like, oh, whoa, everybody was like, yeah, I'm feeling this, oh, yeah, you know.
Fine, nothing wrong with that. And just like the African man from Nigeria, they say he created the internet. President Bill Clinton gave him an award for it. Say this man is the one to create the internet. He didn't create the internet, he said he didn't create the internet. Internet was there in a different flow, waveform. But why he did adjusted it, that they have to give him credit. That's why we got the internet right now from that same man. So they gave him credit to create the internet. Ain't no big deal. You got the same with another Jamaican. Name is King Toby. They crowned him the dub master. He didn't create dub, but the way he mastered dub through his Jamaican technician, engineering his own thing, making his own amplifier echo chamber different from other echo chambers. they gave him the title, Dub Master. So when you hear a person say a Dub Master, yo, he's a master for this in his time. He creates something new to the music. There's nothing new under the sun. People just emerge and bring it to another level. You know what I'm saying? So when you have some African American running their mouth, see, those are the bad mind ones, envy. You know, because back in them days, a lot of African Americans say, boy, people come to their country. Blacks, they say Jamaicans, a lot of people. Yeah, the white man didn't stop us from coming to America. Or any Jamaican, or anybody in the world. Because he deal with international things. So a lot of them talk a lot of things that sometimes we Jamaicans say, Yankee only chat. Because if you fuss about something, you can change it. You're just talking. If you're going to fuss and change something, go to the immigration back then and tell it to the authorities, then you mean something. So from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the same thing. That's just a lot of African American. So, you know, say they are good African American. We never say such things because they understand the system. So we're going to hip hop now. All right. Kool Herc of Jamaica went there and his merry-go-round big, and he said from there, hip hop took off. Yeah. So he get credit for it. What's the big deal?
You see, Herc had started something that not even his enemies wanted to stop. Cool DJ Herc had launched the birth of a movement called hip-hop.
That was the rise of a lot of DJs, you know. So Herc wasn't on the scene, you know, this is our chance. And a lot of them dashed in and capitalized on it. DJs, you know, and the music that they used to come to hear at my party was all over now. Kool Herc is not a stepping stone. It ain't a horse that can't be rode. It ain't a bull that can't be stopped. It ain't a disco I can't rock. Now, rock on. It could have been on my obituary that this is the guy who started this, you know, this was what he did.
Though he may be a fallen hero, all will forever say that in the history of hip-hop, he was its #1 DJ.
Kool Herc had rivals. He said he got stabbed 3 times. He said as he entered, got stab wounds. So he had a lot of rivals. Not because he was a hip-hopper, because he was Jamaican. Well, I don't know, I didn't come across any document that said other DJs got stabbed up. You know, when he showed, there's no match. So he got stabbed up. He didn't say who stabbed him up. So you see, he had a long time he had rivals. And he never described those who stabbed them up, whether they was African American, Jamaican, or Hispanic. He just said he got stabbed up, you know. When KRS made the song so Bronx, that was when I really started hearing about Kool Herc. I heard that they said Jamaican created hip hop or pioneer hip hop, and they get credit. But in Mount Vernon, we watch cable TV, and regular TV had like video music box. Those are things watch. I don't remember seeing no Kool Herc and no TV talking in Mount Vernon. You know, every city got their own cable. You know, so I only could talk about Mount Vernon short. Yeah, but when KRS made that song, South Bronx, the South Bronx, and that was Coca-Cola Rock, Kool Herc, then bam. It started with Coca-Cola Rock, Kool Herc, then bam. You know what I'm saying? KRS didn't say that Kool Herc created hip-hop. He didn't say Kool Herc was the pioneer hip-hop. He just gave me a segment of where hip-hop started from because of a song that MC Shen from Queens made, making it sound like hip-hop started out in Queensbridge. So a lot of people back then wonder maybe that's where it started from. So KRS-One, a lot of people in Bronx, not just KRS-One, they're the only one who took it to the studio to show forth their talent because they were already into the hip-hop, but they didn't blow up as yet, you know what I'm saying? And to
a DJ SL Cypher, the 5%er. DJ SL Cypher, 5%er.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got MC Shan and Molly Mall in the house tonight. They just came from off tour. They want to tell you a little story about where they come from.
You love to hear the story again and again of how it all got started way back when. The monument is right in your face. Sit and listen for a while to the name of the place. The break. Hip hop was set out in the dark. They used to do it out in the park.
We have to tell you a little story about where we come from. South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South
style is terrific. It is kinda different, but let's get specific. KRS-One specialized in music. I'll only use this type of style when I choose it. Party people in the place to be. KRS-One attacked. You got dropped off MCA cause the rhymes you wrote was whack. So you think that hip-hop had its start out in Queensbridge? If you pop that junk up in the Bronx, you might not live, cause you're in
South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South.
Now way back in the days when hip-hop began, with Coca La Rock, Kool Herc, and then bam.
This day, nobody made a song to say KRS was wrong. The song entitled South Bronx, but he didn't say it started in South Bronx. He didn't say hip-hop started in South Bronx. Hip-hop started out in West Bronx. But he said, where it coming? That's why he said, we're going to tell you something where we come from. South Bronx. Because MC Shannon came from Queensbridge. And so he wanted to represent where he came from. It was just South Bronx. He gave the whole section of the Bronx with hip-hop. He didn't give a location, just Bronx, you know. But anyway, so no one challenged KRS from back then. That's like 88, 87. And nobody made a rap song. No, them time I had cable TV. And all the hip-hop stuff on it never really said KRS was wrong. Or hip-hop been started in the Bronx. Or a lot of people saying no, you know. People in Brooklyn was being DJs, Queens and all that here about West India, what King Charles, I'm Jamaican in Queens. So I never came across an old video on YouTube about him giving his version of it was a cooler only came up in Jamaica with a sound system. But you know, a lot of Jamaicans was migrating into America at that time. So we're not going to dispute that. But we're talking from Kool Herc, when they gave him the credit. And like this video said, he fall, you know, rise and fall. Like they say, he forgot, got it, or whatever they say. But you see, it seemed like they took him off the media from the 80s started. And he made his name ready. He got the whole community behind him. So when you know your community behind you, you don't care what Queens saying, Brooklyn saying, Manhattan, or some other state, New Jersey, because a lot of people play a part of hip-hop. But Kool Herc, he got credit for what he did at that night at the sister party. Merry-go-round beats, using James Brown songs or whatever, funk songs. Because even back then, hip-hop didn't have no own beat of themselves. So hip-hop, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, just like, no, I came across some saying that Jamaican imitate, copy of Black American music. It's not just Black American music, American music, you know. Yeah, a lot of Americans, Jamaicans, when white people sing reggae music over, we don't say they copying. Like, Jamaica look at it different, that it's surviving. You know, white beat down people. But Americans, remember, when a lot of rap artists sample R&B songs in funks, they had to go to court. They got sued. They had to run back some money. So you see, even your own citizen didn't want you to eat no food as a rap, trying to build hip-hop into a song. Because back then they say hip-hop was no music. Because if your music, you got to have your own beats. So Jamaican used to sing R&B songs, ska, and rock said it was American songs, English. A lot of Jamaicans tell the truth that, yeah, they idolized America. They knew the struggle America was going through. But they came to them saying, yo, that's American music. Jamaica have them own. Because they speak patois, it's not just English. And Trinidad already had their calypso. So Jamaica came with their own instrument, change up, engineer stuff, and come with the right tempo, the right beats, and they come with their agenda reggae, their own beats. That's what made reggae music what it is. Hip-hop didn't have their own beats. They may have a little... Yeah, we used to beat that in school. Teenagers, Mount Vernon, Cortlandt Street, Washington Elementary School, Davis Middle School, or whatever school. That's a lot of young hip-hop fans. That was the jump thing. Hip-hop, that was like late 70s, early 80s, that one thing. You know what I'm saying? So hip-hop then started out with their own beats, instruments. A little bit of that, a little bit of that. You know, so when you got some Americans saying that Jamaicans copy, yeah, we know a lot of Americans felt back in the 80s when Americans sang come out and a couple months after whatever, a Jamaican singing over. He surviving in Jamaica doing show, eating food. You know, but a lot of black Americans look like that. Ron did over Jamaican song. A lot of Eric Clapton did over Bob Marley song. We don't look at it different. Yeah, so when KRS came with the South Bronx and Kool Herc and was mentioned a song, it revived Kool Herc. In schools, streets, We hear about cooler, more Jamaican. So, you know, Jamaicans feel good. Anytime Jamaicans do something in America, Jamaicans feel good. They all come with that narrative, slavery. White people take from us, because a lot of Americans, white, black Americans say, rock and roll was theirs. Yeah, you allow white people to take it. But here come a Jamaican living in an American community, not a Jamaican community. Learn the way of hip-hop, American culture. He went to learn it up there. He didn't learn in Jamaica. And he came with his own idea, because when you go up there, try to do your best. And he became a hip-hop pioneer. And yet, like me, when I was in America, acted in America, do the Pee Wee Herman, the Wap Wap, the Feel I did all those type of dance.